You probably see the poster for this movie and think it's going to be some kind of mission-based action film starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Well, at least that's what I thought going in. And that's exactly what it is, except it isn't like what you would expect. The concept of this movie, which I will not reveal, is what makes this film really fun and enjoyable to watch. If you don't like complex movies with a lot of dialogue, lots of plot layers, and a rather long runtime, then you will definitely not enjoy this one. Maybe that's why you haven't seen Inception, and don't plan to. If so, you may carry on to the next film. But for those interested in films heavily reliant on conceptual ideas, this one will be a pure gem. The idea of dreams becoming the access into someone's mind is handled by this film most spectacularly. Also has a heist-type premise and a lot of gun action. A great film with a rather odd title, Three Billboards as it's commonly known, is clever, relevant, entertaining, and well made. The title of the movie makes you curious about these three billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, and what significance they hold. Well, that's exactly why you should watch the film. You could just find out online or speak to someone who's already seen the film, but trust me when I say that this film is better enjoyed watched instead of having the plot read off its Wikipedia page from your smudgy phone screen. An iconic horror film from Indonesia, Pengabdi Setan, or Satan Slaves, is eerie, creepy, and unnerving. A must-see for any horror fan. A time travel-based movie set in the not-so-distant future, Looper is stylized with a cool southern United States vibe and a great performance from Joseph Gordon-Levitt. With hitmen carrying long-barreled guns, people walking around with telekinetic abilities, and the mob doing, well, what mobs do best, this movie has an excellent premise that it executes flawlessly, with a storyline that loops around itself, as the title suggests. One of the greatest conceptual films of the 2010s for sure. As chilling as the title suggests, Cold in July starts off one way and feels like, by the end, a totally different film. The plot feels like entering a dark cave with a flashlight. The deeper you go, the bigger the cave seems to get. With elements of mob affiliation, police corruption, family bonds, cold-blooded murder, as well as small American town in the 80s vibes. An ensemble of misfits battle against a space villain in an intergalactic, sci-fi-esque atmosphere. Sounds familiar, I know. But this movie is unique with its sense of humor, likable characters, and that throwback to the 60s and 70s soundtrack that you wouldn't expect in a movie like this, but it totally works. A fantastic film about a guy, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who gets cancer. That's not really a spoiler, don't worry. This movie has a unique sense of realism in the way that the main character handles his issues, which makes you really relate to the situation and forces you to think about how you would handle it all if that was you. His friend, played by Seth Rogen, adds some classic Seth Rogen-ish comic relief to the film to make this a highly relatable and lovable drama. When looking back on the King's Speech, the thing I remember the most is its beautiful cinematography. Just Google the King's Speech shots. It's beautifully made with the shots being so artistically framed in this period film set in 1930s England, if you care about that stuff when watching films. The king in the title is King George VI, and although the plot can be summarized in maybe a sentence or two, this movie is more about the events being portrayed. So, if you're looking for a movie with a roller coaster ride of a plot, then I'm sorry, maybe this one isn't for you. A classic whodunit murder mystery from the Hindi movie industry of India. A teenage girl is killed in her family home in Mumbai, and we're led through the case by an eccentric detective who chews walnuts to keep his brain sharp. The title translates to mystery, and that's literally what this film is in all its essence.